Have you ever wondered how much power there is in playing a friend while working as a spy? Welcome to Psych Insight, where we view the world through the lens of psychology. And today we're plunging into the intriguing world of Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, a book that dives deep into the art and science of gaining, maintaining, and understanding power. Today, we're exploring the 14th law: pose as a friend, work as a spy. It's a law that encourages us to wear the mask of friendship, all while quietly gathering intelligence and insight. This principle is built on the foundations of social manipulation and strategic deception, leveraging human trust and our instinct to share with those we see as friends or allies. It's a game of shadow subtleties, where information is the currency and the ability to mask true intentions becomes a vital skill. The question is, how does this law work? What are its implications? So what exactly does this law entail? Let's delve deeper. And remember, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and share. Before we delve into the depths of Law 14, let's take a step back in time to a real-life example that embodies this law in action. The year is 1905, and we find ourselves in Paris, the city of love, passion, and intrigue. It's an epic of extravagant parties, gilded salons, and captivating performances, a time where the city throbs with the rhythm of indulgence and opulence. On this stage enters Mata Hari, a woman of unparalleled beauty, a captivating exotic dancer and courtesan. Hailing from the Netherlands, Mata Hari was a sight to behold. With large, expressive eyes and an exotic allure that was unmatched, Mata Hari was the epitome of mesmerizing beauty. She was graceful, athletic, and had a certain mystique that made her stand out even amongst the crème de la crème of the Parisian society. But what truly set her apart was her willingness to push boundaries and challenge conventions. She was a celebrated dancer who, with her enchanting performances, quickly rose to fame. Mingling with the elite of the she was a spectacle, a symbol of sensuality, and a woman who refused to be confined by the societal norms of the time. However, Mata Hari was more than just a dancer, more than just a beautiful woman. Beneath the glimmering lights and the mesmerizing performances, behind the veil of seductive allure, Mata Hari held secrets that would change the course of history. Mata Hari, during the gruesome times of World War I, employed her charm and social skills to extract valuable information from the military officers who were ensnared by her spell. She posed as a friend, often becoming a lover, to these men, drawing them into her web of deception. At a time when the world was marred by violence and chaos, she used her feminine wiles to gather and pass on vital intelligence. She was a master of manipulation, a woman who was unafraid to use her charm and good looks to her advantage, deftly weaving a web of deceit, double-dealing. She was feared for her cunning, admired for her audacity, and despised for her betrayal. Her charm was her weapon, her beauty her shield, and her intelligence her most potent tool. She was a perfect embodiment of Law 14, the living, breathing example of how posing as a friend can provide a cover for more calculating intentions. However, her actions did not go unnoticed. She was eventually caught and executed by the French, her true allegiance revealed, but not before she had made a significant impact. Her story serves as a vivid reminder of the power of social manipulation and strategic deception. We remember Mata Hari not just for her intriguing life, but also for the audacious way she lived it. Her story serves as a powerful testament to the extent one can go when they master the art of manipulation and deception. It demonstrates how posing as a friend can provide a cover for more calculating intentions. Now, with this historical context in mind, let's dive deeper into Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy, is quite intriguing and complex. It suggests the use of social skills to appear friendly and non-threatening, all while gathering vital intelligence from those around you. The psychological concepts at play here are primarily ingratiation and Machiavellianism. Ingratiation is a psychological technique where you make yourself more appealing and likable to others. The purpose? Well, it's to gain influence and strategic advantages. When you're seen as a friend, people are more inclined to share information with you, often without realizing the potential implications. This law capitalizes on that natural human tendency to trust and share with those we perceive as allies. Now let's talk about Machiavellianism. It's a term derived from the Italian diplomat Niccolò Machiavelli, known for his cunning and duplicity. In psychological terms, it's a personality trait characterized by manipulation, deceit, and the exploitation of others for personal gain. Law-14 encourages a Machiavellian approach, advocating for the use of manipulation and deceit to gather information and maintain power. But here's the catch. This law isn't about overtly spying or eavesdropping. No, it's far more subtle than that. It's about using social interactions as a tool to extract valuable insights, all while keeping your true intentions hidden. It's about playing the part of a friend, a confidant, while simultaneously gathering information that can be used to your advantage. It's about being a spy in plain sight, your motives undetectable beneath a veneer of friendship and camaraderie. As you can see, this law requires a high degree of social manipulation and strategic deception. It navigates through the complex landscape of human relationships, using trust and friendship as tools to extract valuable information and maintain an upper hand. But remember, like all tools, it's not about the tool itself, but how you use it that truly matters. Welcome to Psych Insight, where we view the world through the lens of psychology. Please like, subscribe, and share. Today, let's delve into history to better understand Law-14. We're taking you on a time-traveling journey back to the Renaissance period in Italy. This is an era marked by a vigorous revival of learning, a burst of scientific discoveries, and a sprouting of new art forms. But today, we will focus on one man in particular, the infamous Niccolò Machiavelli. Born on the 3rd of May, 1469, Machiavelli was a child of Florence, Italy, a city often regarded as the birthplace of the Renaissance. He was born into a time when Italy was a collection of city-states, each vying for power in a volatile political landscape. Machiavelli's impact on the world was profound and far-reaching, but he wasn't a typical figure of his time. Instead of being a scholar of classical literature or an artist like many of his contemporaries, he chose to immerse himself in the intricate tapestry of politics. He served as a government official, a diplomatic envoy, and eventually became a political philosopher and a writer. His engagement with politics wasn't merely a pastime. He used his experiences and observations to craft theories that remain influential to this day. Many consider him the pioneer of modern political philosophy, the one who laid its stones. His most renowned work, The Prince, is a guidebook of sorts for rulers and leaders, advocating a pragmatic approach to rule rather than a morally idealistic one. He argues that the ends justify the means, and that a ruler must do whatever is necessary to maintain power and protect their state. This idea has been widely interpreted as a justification for political deceit and manipulation, hence giving birth to the term Machiavellianism. Machiavelli was a master of the art of making himself indispensable to those in power. He would often present himself as a loyal companion, building trust, offering insights and advice, and gathering critical information. Yet, like a Greek tragedy, his Machiavellian tactics eventually led to his downfall. Accused of participating in a conspiracy against the Medici family, Machiavelli was arrested, brutally tortured, and exiled from his beloved city. His political career was razed to the ground, and he spent the rest of his life in isolation. Despite his grim end, Machiavelli's influence didn't wane. His writings continue to be debated by scholars. His tactics remain relevant in the study of power dynamics, and his name lives on in the term Machiavellianism. He is a figure that has both fascinated and appalled people for centuries. So, Machiavelli serves as a perfect historical example of Law-14 in action. He posed as a friend and worked as a spy, using his social skills and strategic deception to gain power and influence. However, his story also serves as a cautionary tale about the potential dangers and consequences of such tactics. Remember, while these laws provide powerful strategies, they must be used judiciously and ethically. How does this law compare to others in Greene's book, you might ask? Well, let's take a look. Never outshine the master advises us to avoid drawing too much attention to our own abilities, especially when they threaten to overshadow those of a superior. Always say less than necessary, on the other hand, warns us about the dangers of oversharing, suggesting that restraint in communication can be a powerful tool. But Law-14, pose as a friend, work as a spy, takes a different approach. Instead of focusing on self-promotion or overt displays of power, it emphasizes the importance of covert actions and the strategic gathering of information. It's an intriguing blend of social charm and intelligence gathering, all wrapped up in a friendly demeanor. Despite their differences, these laws share a common thread. They all revolve around the central theme of power dynamics and manipulation. Each law provides a unique lens through which to view and navigate the complex world of power. While each law has its unique focus, They all revolve around power dynamics and manipulation. Let's take a journey back in time to the epic of ancient China, where we discover the esteemed strategist Sun Tzu, author of The Eternal Art of War. His teachings revolve around the notion of deception and the tactical handling of knowledge. Sun Tzu notably propounded, "All warfare is rooted in deception." Does this ring a bell? It should. These ideologies correlate with Law 14, appear as a friend, act as a spy. Sun Tzu accentuated the significance of comprehending your adversary as you comprehend yourself, expressing, "If you discern the enemy and understand yourself, you need not dread the consequences of numerous battles." This mirrors Law 14's counsel to gather intelligence surreptitiously, appearing as a friend but as a spy. Both strategies urge a profound comprehension of others to anticipate their moves and gain an upper hand. Nevertheless, Sun Tzu also warned against deceit for the sake of deceit. He implored leaders to earn the faith and loyalty of their followers rather than presiding through intimidation or manipulation. This is where the controversy of Law 14 surfaces, as it appears to endorse manipulation and deceit over authentic relationships. In conclusion, while the principles of Sun Tzu and Law 14 share significant similarities, they also diverge on crucial ethical issues. Sun Tzu's wisdom reminds us that while deception can be a potent instrument in warfare and power dynamics, it must be counterbalanced with honesty and esteem for others. Will the principles of Law 14 be applied without violating these values? That's a question only you can answer. Unlike any strategy, Law 14 is not without its controversies and criticisms. Its core principle, posing as a friend while working as a spy, is drenched in ethical ambiguity. It advocates for a level of deceitful behavior that goes against many of our ingrained societal norms. The law suggests that duplicity and espionage are not just acceptable, but necessary tactics in the pursuit of power. This understandably raises a few eyebrows and sparks a great deal of debate. The problem with this approach is that it can breed an environment of mistrust and paranoia. When every friendly gesture is potentially a veiled attempt at gathering information, it becomes difficult to trust anyone. This can lead to a breakdown in relationships and a sense of isolation. Moreover, the constant need to mask one's true intentions can be mentally exhausting, leading to stress and burnout. Critics of Law 14 argue that it promotes a cynical, Machiavellian view of human relations. They say it normalizes and values manipulation and deceit over honesty and authenticity. This law, according to detractors, encourages individuals to see others as mere pawns in their power games, rather than as human beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and desires. The long-term consequences of such behavior can be damaging. Relationships built on deceit and manipulation are unlikely to stand the test of time. Moreover, once a person gains a reputation for being untrustworthy, it can be incredibly difficult to shake. This could ultimately undermine the very power and influence one is trying to gain. While this law can provide short-term advantages, such as gaining valuable information or a strategic upper hand, it's crucial to consider the potential long-term consequences. As the saying goes, short-term gain, long-term pain. It's worth asking ourselves, is the power gained by such tactics truly worth the cost? We'll leave that for you to decide. As we delve into the historical applications of Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy, we find ourselves journeying back in time, landing in the epic of ancient Rome, a time marked by grandeur, glory, and grave deception. Nestled within this era, under the reign of the formidable Julius Caesar, one of history's most influential leaders, we witness the art and treachery of using friendship as a means to gather intel. Julius Caesar stands as a prime example of a leader who excelled in the application of Law 14. Known for his intricate cunning and manipulative strategies, Caesar was a master of using the bonds of friendship as a secretive tool to gather information that would fortify his position of power. The relationships he built with his allies were often shrouded in a cloak of friendship, an illusion crafted meticulously to disguise his motives. To his allies, Caesar was a friend. He would charm them, flatter them, and build alliances, all while maintaining an appearance of innocent camaraderie. He was a maestro in the art of subterfuge, adept at keeping one ear to the ground even while engaging in jovial banter. His agenda was hidden so well that those who considered him a friend believed they were sharing confidential information with a trusted comrade, not realizing that they were actually feeding Caesar the very intel he needed to maintain his power and control. However, This ingenious yet deceptive strategy was not without its detractors. There were many among his ranks and beyond who saw Caesar's tactics as deceitful and manipulative, a violation of the sacred bond of friendship, compromised for personal gain. His tactics sparked off a wave of resentment and caused a great deal of distrust among his allies, which created a tense political climate. This unease simmered beneath the surface, festering and growing, and inevitably contributing to his downfall. His assassination was, in many ways, a direct result of the seeds of mistrust he had sowed. The act of violence that ended his reign was fueled by resentment and betrayal, a reaction to the deceit and manipulation that had been his modus operandi. Caesar's story serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of applying Law 14 without considering the ethical implications and long-term effects. While the law may provide momentary advantages, the seeds of deceit, once planted, can quickly grow into a dense forest of mistrust and betrayal. As we've seen with Caesar, the aftermath of such actions can lead to isolation, paranoia, and even violent backlash. It's a lesson in the perils of overstepping boundaries and using friendship as a weapon rather than a bond. So, as you consider the use of Law 14 in your own pursuit of power, remember the story of Julius Caesar. Consider not just the immediate benefits, but also the potential long-term consequences. After all, the pursuit of power should never come at the expense of your integrity or the trust of those around you. In conclusion, Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy, is a complex and controversial strategy in the quest for power. This law uses social manipulation and strategic deception principles, leveraging human trust to gather valuable information. It's a masterstroke in the art of ingratiation and Machiavellianism, that is, appearing likable to influence others and exploit them for personal gain. When we look at the broader picture of the 48 laws, it's apparent that each law, including this one, revolves around power dynamics and manipulation. But unlike others, Law 14 focuses on covert actions and information gathering. However, it's not without its controversies. Critics argue that it promotes ethical ambiguity and deceitful behavior, potentially damaging relationships and reputations in the long run. Remember, while power can be achieved through manipulation and deceit, it's essential to consider the ethical implications and potential long-term consequences. After all, power without integrity is fleeting. Let's now turn our attention to a different kind of power player, one who relied on wisdom and integrity rather than deception and manipulation. Let's explore the leadership style of King Solomon, the biblical figure known for his profound wisdom, and the way he contrasted the principles of Law 14. Solomon's rule is an inspiring study, owing to his reign that was steeped in peace, prosperity, and the profound respect he commanded through his wisdom, not by deceiving his friends or keeping a watchful eye on his allies. Solomon was a beacon of knowledge and wisdom, but what sets him apart was how he procured it, through open channels of communication, learning, and understanding, not through covert operations or manipulations. His wisdom didn't merely lie in his intellectual capabilities or his extensive knowledge of diverse subjects, but also in his deep comprehension of human nature, his innate empathy, and his unwavering adherence to ethical conduct. His way of ruling reflected a genuine understanding of his people, their needs, and their expectations. He didn't just his kingdom, he led his people with compassion, understanding, and a fair hand. Solomon demonstrated that power and respect weren't just about manipulation or subterfuge, but about leading with wisdom, fairness, integrity, and genuine concern for the welfare of his subjects. This is not to say that he was a perfect ruler. There were no doubt challenges and obstacles he faced, but his approach to these challenges was very different. Instead of resorting to underhanded tactics or manipulative strategies, he sought to understand, to learn, and to grow. He viewed them as opportunities to deepen his understanding, to broaden his perspective, to strengthen his leadership. His leadership style presents a stark contrast to the Machiavellian tactics and deceit promoted by Law 14, providing a compelling reminder that there are multiple paths to power. It's a testament to the notion that not all of them demand us to compromise our values, our principles, or our integrity. This point is particularly relevant in the current times when leadership is often questioned. It's important to remember that power is not always about control or dominance. It's about understanding, empathy, and respect. It's about leading with fairness and integrity. Even as we delve into the 48 laws and the strategies for gaining power they propose, let's not forget that they are not the only ways. There are other paths, other strategies, and other approaches to power. And the story of King Solomon is a powerful testament to this. His story illustrates that wisdom, integrity, and fair leadership can lead one to great power and respect without the need for deceit or manipulation. That's the legacy of King Solomon, a leader who understood power not just as a means to control, but as a tool to inspire, to motivate, and to uplift. His story is a testament to the idea that power be gained through wisdom, fairness, and integrity. It's a reminder that even in the pursuit of power, one need not lose their essence. Remember, while the 48 laws provide strategies for gaining power, they are not the only ways. As the story of King Solomon illustrates, wisdom, integrity, and fair leadership can also lead one to great power and respect.